So Sheree is finally responding to the accusations that she may have been inspired by Shein, Amazon, and Walmart. And she's also addressing the overpriced items on her website. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So finally, Sheree is doing interviews and breaking her silence on the overpriced items and the accusations that she has stolen designs. And shout out to our friends over at In The Know who did this interview. They really try to help her get through this. They really did. Sheree, you may want to get your publicist to write a script for you so you're prepared to answer these questions. Speaking of her publicist, I'm not sure if Melanie is her publicist, but you may remember Melanie from Belle Collective, and we also saw her at the She by Sheree fashion show. Well, she decided to tweet me after I posted, oh, here Sheree goes again with another inspired design that we can find at Walmart for a lot cheaper. So Melanie Sanders, who's a known publicist, responds to me and says, it's white labeling. The fashion production companies always do it. I think that's why it's been such a deal, but majority of the fashion folks do it. Her custom pieces will end up getting copied by Fashion Nova and more. It's a crazy game. She says, P.S., meaning merchandise is not custom, it's merch. Coincides with the brand and broaden it because merch is meant for everybody, but the custom pieces are indeed designed by Sheree. All right, so I respond, this is very true because I'm fully aware. Look, we have plenty of fashionistas and people that are in the business that tweet me and give me more perspective. So I say, this is very true, but Sheree didn't have to take 14 years to do this. She responds, that's important thing you have said. I am Sheree, not her tagging Sheree. I didn't even realize she tagged Sheree in this, y'all. I am Sheree actually stopped her work on this 14 years ago, which Sheree says in this In The Know interview, which is why this launch was important. 14 years was spent living life and raising family. However, RHOA season 14 is where she has finally picked back up and begun. Hashtag She by Sheree. Look, I think people think, at least I don't know about anyone else. I think people think that we are jumping for joy in celebration of She by Sheree having this bump in the road. And I'm going to call it a bump because now it's finally up. No, we just was like, oh gosh, here we go again, Sheree. The website's not working. The launch situation didn't happen. You're charging excessive prices for things. But even in her explanation to In The Know, Sheree is a humana. Very much like what we got a few seasons ago when she was asked about She by Sheree. And here's the thing. Let's first address the prices. So she talks about the prices, and a lot of you were tagging me. Shout out to all of you that were tagging me in this. But I didn't have enough to do a story about this until now, until she actually spoke on it. So she says, people don't realize there's a drop down. There's a certain price for t-shirts versus the autographed version. Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. So I'm gonna go to that t-shirt in question. Okay, the She by Sheree t-shirt, which is $142. There is a drop down option. So with the first drop down option is the $142 for the t-shirt. But that comes with Sheree's personal signature. Without her signature, it's $82 for a t-shirt. As I said to you before, I went to Basquiat's exhibition here in New York City, and they were asking for like $150 for a t-shirt. But there's, first of all, the quality, but also literal artwork is on this shirt. And it's supporting the estate of Basquiat, an artist, a real designer. But she says in this interview, she's like, she really emphasized, I have to take time out of my life to write. And it's not like she's writing a personal message. She's signing her signature on the t-shirt. I have to take time out of my life and Scam by Sheree. Anyways, I mean, it gives that vibe. It's scam adjacent. It's like, girl, you cannot even explain yourself. So speaking of explaining herself, as you know, there have been multiple accusations of her copying designs or rehashing other designs. Look, we're not stupid. We understand so many designers do this all the time. Okay, it happens. But for a line to come out, a lot of people are saying, where are all the stuff that we saw on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? They're not even on the website. That's a whole other conversation. But when she addresses this conversation about She by Sheen or Amazon or Walmart, because there was another piece that we highlighted in a separate video talking about a design that was, first of all, $40-something on Walmart's website. It's now out of stock, but $100-something on Sheree's website.
Comparisons to this one sweatsuit that somebody saw on Sheen or Shine. I don't know how to pronounce it. And you guys alluded to that with the discount code. But what do you make of that?
You know what? I guess we're all, I've gotten a good production management, and they came up with the idea to maybe incorporate some other pieces that, a few other pieces with my custom pieces that will offer, different price points for different people. And, everybody won't, like, I'm in a crop top right now. Everybody can't wear, won't wear a crop top. So incorporating other merch into the line. I'm not designing everything. I don't design hats. I don't design, things like that. So all I can say is that apparently Sheen or Cheyenne or whatever, they shop at the same
right.
production.
It's like a licensed design, right? It's like a licensed design.
I guess it's private label. Yeah. But shame on that private label for selling anything that you sell to, what's the big one? Fashion Nova or Sheen, you shouldn't sell to anybody else.
Yeah, to big fast fashion places. Yeah.
Yeah, huge volumes. Yeah.
Right. But the difference is that you have your own logo on that. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? This isn't the first time that this has been done. I don't understand why people hold me to a different, degree than everybody else. Any of these online boutiques, a lot of these stores you go to, a lot of designers, it's called private label. They're not necessarily designing every garment in their line. Mm-hmm. And some are not designing any of them.
Yeah.
And I know Sheree is saying that, it's I'm slapping my name on it. You get the She by Sheree logo. The She by Sheree logo, which I love, it's not enough for people to pay 3 times as much for an outfit that's the same exact quality. And look, some people might say, well, that happens with other designers too. Big white designers. Okay. But why are you doing your people like this, Sheree?
Don't be rude.
And a lot of people, I've seen this conversation. You're not Beyonce. Even Beyonce doesn't charge as much for her merch. She might beg to differ. But I have to give it to the In the Know interviewer. He was really trying to help Sheree get out the words to articulate why there are certain designs that are the same. But I'm offering something a little bit different on this particular design. She could not explain herself because despite how many people want to say she is the designer behind this, that she is passionate about She by Sheree, no. Every sign that we've followed in regards to the She by Sheree build-up has been she is not truly passionate about this. Yes, we know things happen over time as business owners, as people that have ever worked on something. Sometimes it takes years before it can come to fruition. But for it to flop the way that it flopped in the beginning, says to me that she wasn't prepared for this moment. She wasn't. She wasn't prepared. She didn't do her due diligence and her homework. I wish the In the Know interviewer would have asked her, what about this designer that's accusing you of not paying him? She probably would have told us, well, I didn't like his designs. Well, that's also why you don't see those designs on her website. Sheree, we all were rooting for you. We all wanted you to. Sheree was also addressing her haters in this interview. I'm not a hater, but if you want to label me one, I'm sure you already labeled Candy using you for clickbait. I need you for clickbait. Sheree, we just all, no matter even if we don't. I remember I was rooting for Sheree to come back this season. And when she came back, I was just like, what are you doing? And I've said this before and I'll say it again. The reason why Sheree, I think, decided to come up with She by Sheree for her storyline this season was because her storyline with Tyrone fell apart. That was the rumors. And based on what we saw during the season, that scene of her eating chips by herself said to me, she did not plan to bring By Sheree back this season. She was forced to because she had no other storyline despite what she had promised producers in the beginning, allegedly. And based on what we got and how everything fell apart when it was launched, said to me she wasn't prepared. Backstage, her getting ready for the fashion show, we've seen countless fashion designers prepare. It's been New York Fashion Week here in New York. The designers are backstage before a runway preparing each model. You know what Sheree was doing behind the scenes? Thinking about her slithering walk down that runway. At this point, it is what it is. People are either going to buy By Sheree or not. I was ready to buy something the day that it was supposed to launch. But because of all of the issues that it had, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm happy for Sheree. We got By Sheree. She promises there will be more drops of new stuff, and I hope that will work out better for her. Like Candy said on the show, you have a big brand without actual content. Now we have something that people can buy. I like the logo, even though people compare it to Jeffree Star's logo. I think, congrats, Sheree. Congrats. What did you guys think of her explanation? I'll post a link to the full interview in the description of this episode. As you know, we cite our sources. Guys, let's continue this conversation below. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.